In today's corporate landscape, CEOs earn a staggering 351 times more than the average worker. This gap has widened dramatically over the past few decades. In the 1950s, CEOs earned about 20 times more than their employees. By the 1980s, this ratio had grown to 42 to 1. Fast forward to today, and the difference is astronomical. This shift didn't happen overnight. It's the result of decades of economic policies and changing corporate cultures. This pay gap isn't just about numbers. It reflects deeper changes in our society. It shows how we value different types of work. It reveals shifts in power between workers and executives. And it raises important questions about fairness and equality in our economy. As we delve into this topic, we'll explore the roots of this phenomenon. We'll look at the policies that shaped it, and we'll consider its implications for our society. The 1980s marked a turning point in CEO compensation. This decade saw the birth of a new era in executive pay. It was a time of significant change in economic thinking and policy. The old rules were being rewritten, and CEOs were about to benefit greatly. At the heart of this shift was a new economic philosophy, neoliberalism. This approach emphasized free markets and deregulation. It was championed by political leaders like Ronald Reagan in the US and Margaret Thatcher in the UK. They believed that unleashing market forces would drive economic growth. These leaders pushed for major reforms. They cut taxes, especially for the wealthy. They reduced government regulations on businesses. These changes created a new environment for businesses and their leaders. In this new landscape, CEOs gained more power and influence. Companies started to tie CEO pay more closely to company performance. Neoliberal policies had a profound impact on labor and privatization. These changes directly affected CEO pay and worker wages. The balance of power in the workplace began to shift dramatically. This shift would have lasting consequences for income inequality. One major change was the weakening of labor unions. Neoliberal policies made it harder for unions to organize and bargain. This reduced workers' collective power. As unions declined, so did their ability to negotiate for higher wages and better benefits. The result was slower wage growth for many workers. At the same time, privatization became a key policy goal. Many public services were sold off to private companies. This created new opportunities for CEOs. With privatization came the promise of efficiency and cost-cutting, but it also often meant lower wages and fewer benefits for workers. The modern CEO compensation model is complex and multifaceted. It's designed to align the CEO's interests with those of shareholders. CEO pay typically consists of several components. There's a base salary, which is often substantial but fixed. Then there are bonuses tied to company performance. The largest part often comes in the form of stock options or grants. Stock-based compensation gives CEOs a direct stake in the company's success. Section 5. Justifying high CEO pay architects of success. Defenders of high CEO pay argue that these leaders are worth their hefty price tags. They view CEOs as the architects of corporate success. In this view, a talented CEO can make or break a company. Their decisions can create billions in value or lead to catastrophic losses. CEOs are responsible for setting a company's strategy and vision. They make crucial decisions about investments, acquisitions, and product development. A CEO's leadership can inspire employees and attract top talent. Their reputation can influence investors and shape public perception of the company. Moreover, CEOs operate in a high-pressure environment. They face constant scrutiny from shareholders, board members, and the public. The job often requires long hours and high stress levels. Supporters argue that high pay is necessary to attract and retain the best talent for these demanding roles. There's also the argument of scale. Section 6. Real-world examples. Bezos and Buffett. To understand the impact of exceptional CEOs, let's look at two famous examples, Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett. These leaders have created enormous value for their companies and shareholders. Their stories are often used to justify high CEO compensation. Jeff Bezos founded Amazon in 1994. Under his leadership, it grew from an online bookstore to a global e-commerce giant. Amazon has revolutionized retail, cloud computing, and more. Bezos' vision and decision-making were crucial to this success. His wealth, largely tied to Amazon stock, reflects the company's massive growth. Warren Buffett, known as the Oracle of Omaha, has led Berkshire Hathaway since 1965. His investment decisions have consistently outperformed the market. Buffett's wisdom and strategy have made Berkshire shareholders very wealthy. Despite his immense personal wealth, Buffett is known for his relatively modest salary. Both Bezos and Buffett demonstrate the potential impact of visionary leadership. Section 7. The complexities of excessive CEO compensation. High CEO pay raises complex issues. The gap between executive and worker pay has social and economic implications. It sparks heated debate and calls for reform. One concern is the impact on income inequality. CEO pay has skyrocketed, while worker wages have stagnated. This disparity can lead to social tensions and reduced economic mobility. It raises questions about fairness and company success distribution. Section 8. San Francisco's Proposition L, a step towards equity. In response to growing concerns about pay inequality, some localities are taking action. San Francisco's Proposition L is a prime example. This measure, passed in 2020, aims to address the wage gap between executives and workers. It represents a local attempt to tackle a national issue. Proposition L introduces an additional tax on companies where the CEO-to-worker pay ratio exceeds 100:1. The tax increases as the ratio grows larger. This approach aims to discourage extreme pay disparities. It also generates revenue for the city from companies with high executive compensation. The measure sparked intense debate. Supporters argued it would promote fairer pay practices and reduce inequality. Critics worried it might drive businesses out of the city or lead to creative accounting to avoid the tax. Regardless of one's stance, Proposition L highlights the growing public concern over executive pay. Section 9. The role of CEOs in job creation and economic growth. Proponents of high CEO pay often point to their role in job creation and economic growth. CEOs make decisions that can lead to company expansion, new hires, and increased economic activity. This broader impact is used to justify their high compensation. When a CEO successfully grows a company, it can create thousands of new jobs. This doesn't just benefit direct employees. It can have a ripple effect throughout the economy. Suppliers, contractors, and local businesses all might benefit from a thriving corporation. In this view, a well-paid CEO who drives growth is an investment in economic prosperity. CEOs also play a key role in innovation and competitiveness. Their strategic decisions can lead to new products, services, or technologies. This innovation can create entirely new industries or revitalize existing ones. A visionary CEO might position their company, and by extension their country, as a leader in emerging markets. Section 10. Balancing rewards and social responsibility. The debate over CEO pay raises important questions about balancing rewards and social responsibility. How can we ensure that CEOs are incentivized to perform well while also promoting broader social good? This balance is crucial for sustainable business practices and social cohesion. One approach is to tie CEO compensation more closely to long-term performance metrics. This could include factors beyond just stock price, such as employee satisfaction, environmental sustainability, or community impact. By broadening the definition of success, we might encourage more socially responsible leadership. Another consideration is the role of corporate boards. These bodies are responsible for setting CEO pay. Ensuring diverse representation on boards could lead to more balanced compensation decisions. It might also bring a wider range of perspectives to discussions about corporate responsibility. Section 11. The future of CEO pay value creation and societal progress. As we look to the future, the conversation around CEO pay is evolving. There's a growing emphasis on value creation that goes beyond just financial metrics. Leaders like Elon Musk are pushing the boundaries of what it means to be a CEO. They're focusing on ambitious goals that could benefit humanity as a whole. Musk's companies, Tesla and SpaceX, are prime examples. They're not just pursuing profits, but aiming to revolutionize transportation and space exploration. This approach ties CEO success to broader societal progress. It suggests a future where the highest-paid executives are those who contribute most to solving global challenges. This shift could redefine how we value and compensate CEOs. Instead of just stock prices, we might consider impact on climate change, technological advancement, or quality of life improvements. This broader view of value creation could align CEO incentives more closely with societal needs.